students at Doctor's Charter School. I wanted to just share with you first some progress from week 1 on the kitchen to garden project, in which we were taking scraps from the kitchen and also from gardens and trying to transfer those into soil or water so that we could get the cuttings or the seeds and other things to grow. So let me just show you what I have so far. Seen very little change, but you can see that my cuttings, they're starting to form some roots, and then there are some seedlings coming up in the pot. It's hard to see them, they're very small. Yeah, as well as in these other little pots. So hopefully by the following week we'll see a little bit more progress. But that is related to an assignment that we're doing this week, which is week 2 of Cut the Scrap project. So in Canvas, make sure that you do both of these things that are required for this week. The first is week 2, Cut the Scrap. Just as last week, your objective is to evaluate competing design solutions for maintaining biodiversity and ecosystem services. So what that means is that by creating our own gardens, we're going to actually be performing a service to our ecosystem, because instead of supporting all of that energy consumption that is required for getting plants from farms to the store and then the store to you, which requires a lot of gasoline and other resources, you're just going to be more self-sufficient and growing things in your gardens. So that's obviously very good for the ecosystem. So what you'll need to do is check on the growth of your cuttings, your seedlings, etc. Make sure that they're getting plenty of water. Please make sure that you nurture at least 4 plant species. If you have fewer, or if some of them seem to have not continued to grow, then you need to make sure that you add another one. You'll need to, for the week, write 4 complete sentences about any visible changes in the plants that you can identify. And of course, I want you to continue your photographic journal from last week. During week 3, you will need to show more photos, so make sure you know those. The other assignment for this week is reducing in plastic products by making your own products. So we're going to be making some products, but before we begin, let's just go ahead and get some background information here for you. Living sustainably. Last week in STEM, we began our project, Cut the Scrap. You planted seeds, cuttings, and roots and sprouts from potatoes, onions, or other fruits and vegetables. I want you to continue saving and planting these until you have a fruit and vegetable garden that can feed you and your family. Each week, we will check in to see your progress, and points will be awarded weekly for your sustained efforts. Besides gardening, there are other things that we can do to live sustainably, thus reducing our carbon footprints and pollution and improving our savings. As you know, plastics are not biodegradable, yet many items we buy at the store come in plastic. So how do we avoid this? In the coming weeks, we're going to learn how to make some of the products that come in plastics so that we will not need to buy them. This is also positive because it will be easier to stay away from stores where we can easily transmit or catch the coronavirus. So again, we're going to be evaluating competing design solutions for maintaining biodiversity and ecosystem services. We're going to start out by watching this video. It really motivated me to want to do more.
You're still using Google, and I have something to show you.
This is all of my trash from the past 5 years. Lauren Singer. I live in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm the founder of a blog called Trash is Fantastic. It's all about living a zero waste lifestyle. I also have a company called The Simply Co, where we make organic vegan laundry detergent, and I have a zero realized that I cared about the environment, but I wasn't living that way, so I decided to go zero waste. I was an environmental studies major at NYU, and I always was really passionate about environmentalism since I read Rachel Carson's book Silent Spring in high school. But it wasn't really until my senior year of college when I was in a course called the Environmental Studies capstone course, which is the last class that you have to take as an environmental studies major. And in that class, there was a girl that every day would bring a plastic bag full of food, a plastic clamshell, a plastic fork and knife, a plastic drink, and a bag of chips, and she would eat her whole dinner and then throw it in the trash. And I thought she was the worst person I've ever seen for being an environmental studies major, but making a lot of trash. But one day I went home after class to make dinner, and I opened my fridge and I realized that every single thing that I had in there was packaged in plastic. And I looked around my apartment and found that all of my beauty products were packaged in plastic, my cleaning products were packaged in plastic, my clothes predominantly were made of plastic. And I realized that I was just as bad as the girl that I was staring at in class, thinking that she was the worst. And so I decided to make a change. First, I decided to go plastic free, but then I learned about the zero waste lifestyle, and I decided to go zero waste to really align what I cared about, which is environmental sustainability, with my day-to-day actions and really with my values. Wrappers of food that I had in my house before I started going zero waste. So when I got to the restaurant, I learned to ask for my drink without a straw. Things that connect price tags to the clothing, protective seals, pens that come on like the inside of clothing, silica packets, a credit card, present ribbon band-aids, and lots of vegetable bracelets. My three main sources of trash were food waste, food packaging, and product packaging. And so to eliminate those, I just started composting. I started shopping at the farmer's market so I could get food without packaging, and I started making all of my own cleaning products. And by doing those three things, I eliminated essentially all of my waste. For me, how I do that is by being prepared, by leaving my house with my stainless steel containers, my reusable coffee cup, and all of these multi-use items that help me prevent trash in the first place, so I don't even have to make it at all. One criticism is how can you have a menstrual cycle and live a zero waste lifestyle, but I use a menstrual cup, which is a washable silicone cup that enables you to live a completely single-use disposable-free on your period. Another criticism that I get is toilet paper. How can you go to the bathroom and live a zero waste lifestyle? Well, I just got a bidet, so you can actually stop using toilet paper altogether. So there. I used to think that the solution to environmental problems was through politicians and proactive policy decisions, but I realized that individuals have a huge impact on the world and the climate. And so with every American making 4.5 pounds of trash per person per day, we contribute to this overall climate issue. And so by us taking simple steps to reduce our waste, if we all take little steps and all make little changes, that has a big positive impact. And I believe can make a difference.
Okay, thanks for watching that video with me. So our other assignment is called Living Sustainably assignment. And here are the expectations for week 1. Each week, you're going to be creating 2 products that you can use at home so that you can reduce your plastic waste. You're going to save containers and buy ingredients from the grocery list. You will save money in the long run by buying the ingredients to make these product recipes. You're going to demonstrate following the procedure of 2 or more of the recipes, or I'm going to demonstrate now following the procedure of 2 or more recipes. And the product that you should make is you should record either audio and video or with photos and text into a file type of your choice. You're going to work, your work should show you making the recipes that follow on the next pages. Upload your work to the assignment via Canvas 10th, and you can choose different recipes if you choose to do so. Just run them past me. Okay, so first of all, you're going to save all your plastic, glass, waxed cardboard containers for your recipes and buy what you need. I put together a grocery list for you. Then following the grocery list are the recipes using those items. Today, I'm going to demonstrate making shampoos, conditioners, and lotions, and I'll probably also add one this week for yogurt. All right, so let's start with the shampoo. As you can see, it says you're going to use a tablespoon or more of bicarbonate, which is basically baking soda. And you're going to use an 1/8 cup of vinegar diluted to a cup with warm water. And you're going to add essential oils such as lavender to improve the scent. Okay, so tablespoon, an 1/8 cup. So I have laid out a bunch of the things that I'm going to be needing right here. And you'll notice that I have some reusable containers, things that contained things that myself or my son have been using, but they're empty or mostly empty now. So I'm going to be putting in this bottle, I'm going to be putting some lotion. And this one, I'm going to be putting the shampoo. And here I'll put the conditioner. Okay. This is a good way of just reusing plastics. I didn't really need to go out and buy new containers because I'm reusing things that I already had in the house. And I don't want to continue using so much plastic. But for now, since I already have these, I might as well make use of them. So for the shampoo, we use this bottle. And I know it sounds kind of like it can be stinky, and I've seen people's hair washed after this using this, and the hair looks great, but doesn't smell bad. So I guess I'm going to experiment with it. And once I've experimented with it, then I will let you know about the outcome. Oh boy, do I wish I had a funnel right now. I'll get most of that in there, and then I'll get a little bit more to add. So this is a very small amount, a tablespoon. Let me go back to the document for just a minute. Share screen. Yeah, that's very little. I mean, that sounds like maybe just enough. 1/8 cup, that sounds like maybe just enough for maybe one usage, which probably is not a bad idea considering that I don't know if I'm gonna really like this recipe. I might have to find a different recipe that I prefer. So I'm gonna just make it for one single wash. We all know that vinegar doesn't smell that great, so that's my primary concern here. I want to be sustainable, but I don't want to stink, so might have to find some other recipe, we'll see. So that's about 1/8 of a cup, the vinegar. I'll add that to the baking soda in the shampoo bottle. Hopefully no spills. Oh, kind of messy here. To clean this up. All right, so we've got that. And then I'm just gonna I have some products that I've used in the past that come in plastic bottles. This is argan oil. It says hot hair treatment from Morocco. And I thought this would add to yeah, that smells really nice. So I'll just add some of that. I didn't go out and buy anything new in plastic bottles. I didn't think that would make much sense. And then I'm gonna use this tonight and I'll let you know how it turns out. I'll just shake it in there to mix it, and then let you know how it turns out. Clean up my mess a little bit. For the conditioner is a little bit more, there's a little bit more required to completing it. So for the conditioner, I'm going to put it in here. And let's go back to my shared screen here. For the conditioner, I need, it asks for beeswax. I'm not going to use that. Oh, that's for the lotion. For the conditioner, I need 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, which I'm not using. because I don't want my hair to get even lighter colored. Then I'm going to need some yogurt and a teaspoon of rose water, which I had bought this already when I was at the farmer's market. And yes, it's in a plastic bottle, but as I said, I'm going to have to find sources for these things that are not in plastic bottles in the future. For now, that's going to have to work. And it asks for honey, a tablespoon of honey. So a tablespoon, tablespoon, teaspoon, the yogurt, mix them and put them on your shampooed hair, leave in for 10 to 15 minutes and rinse off with running water. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix in everything but the yogurt. I didn't want to bring out the yogurt, I'll do that later. The reason is because I didn't want it out of the fridge for too long. So here we go. This is coconut oil. I found this in the oil section at the store. I think you can probably also get this in the beauty section of the store, but like within a different type of container, obviously. This is a glass jar with a metal lid. There is a little bit of plastic around the top to keep the lid safe from people opening it without having bought it. So again, as you begin to pay more and more attention to the plastics you're consuming, you'll take more and more care to make sure that there is zero waste here. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a tablespoon of that and carefully add it to the container. And then for the honey, the same. Oh, I can see myself making a nice sticky mess with this. I think I went ahead and took off the, yeah, I did. Took off the cover. I'm wondering, like, honey, I'm gonna have to make sure that gets washed out or it'll be a nice sticky mess afterwards. And then, it's very tempting. I think I'm gonna wanna lick this spoon when I'm done here. And then I need the teaspoon of the rose water. So yeah, we buy so many things for cleanliness and for beauty that come in these types of containers that we don't use again and that just get thrown and left forever. For millions and millions of years, they'll be here in the future because they're not biodegradable. They don't decompose. So I think it makes sense to try to do a little bit better for ourselves in the future so that we don't have even more plastics all over the world. I need to find my lid for this. Where did I put my lid? Okay, I'm just going to set that aside and we'll move on to the next item, which is the lotion. So I'll make sure I add that yogurt to my conditioner later. Excuse me. And next week I'll show you a few more different things that I want to make together. So the next one is the lotion. I don't have everything here that is required for this. I'm waiting for some things to arrive in the mail. So I think we'll go ahead and wait on that one. And I'll show you the yogurt one for this week, but I'll put it on a separate video and share it with you as well as this one. So back to the assignment. Wow, it's really warm in this room. So down at below all the recipes, it says that our due date is April 10th. So that's next Friday, I think. It'll be available to you on Monday, which And if you should have any questions, I just appreciate it if you'd send me an email, okay? Thanks for joining me. Have a good day.